We are being joined by Andreas Umland. He is an analyst at the Stockholm Center for Eastern European Studies at the Swedish Institute of International Affairs. Welcome to the broadcast, Andreas.
Thanks for having me.
Andreas, how long more do you feel will Zelensky be able to stand firm on having no negotiations with Russia, especially when the West is, by and large, keen on having negotiations now?
The internal pressures are such that he will not be able to conduct negotiations that imply territorial concessions. Negotiations are good, and if this war can be ended by negotiations, the Ukrainians would be the first to be happy about that. But Russia would have to withdraw its troops from Ukrainian state territory, and that can be negotiated. Anything else, I think, will be very difficult for Zelensky or any other Ukrainian politician to negotiate.
Andreas, like when we talk about entering the negotiation phase, what would a settlement look like for Ukraine and for Russia, especially when both sides are still firm on their aims?
I think it's difficult to reach a settlement because we have now two constitutions, the Ukrainian constitution and the Russian constitution, laying claim to the same territories, to the 5 annexed territories, Crimea and the 4 mainland territories annexed last year. And so it will be difficult. I think the only subject actually for negotiations could be some sort of transitory regime, perhaps, for instance, for Crimea, an international administration before the Ukrainian state comes back. Something like that could be a subject of negotiations, a UN peacekeeping mission, perhaps. Something like that I could imagine, but anything else is actually difficult to imagine now.
Right, it is definitely a far-fetched stretch of one's imagination to figure out what will be that common ground where both sides can come to the negotiation table. Thank you so much for joining in on the broadcast, sir. That was Andreas Umland joining us from Berlin.
Thank you.